Many NFL players, coaches, and owners showed signs of solidarity on Sunday and Monday in response to President Trump saying players that protest the anthem should be fired or suspended. On Sunday, Ray Lewis was on both knees on the sidelines alongside Ravens players before their game in London. Ray talked about that last night. Let's take a listen.
Let's make sure you hear people saying, oh, he took a knee. I absolutely did not take a knee. I walked onto the ballot.
Hold on, let's be clear. When you say you hear people say.
You hear Shannon Sharp going out there talking about I dropped on a knee, and this is about, oh, I sat in the chair next to him, and I said I would never do this, and I still didn't do it. I'm watching young kids just confused. Everybody confused. Nobody don't know what they're talking about. What am I going to do? If I'm going to stand up, if I'm going to grab hands, if I'm going to interlock, what am I going to do? So I walked away, JB, and I didn't drop on one knee in order to protest. Boom, I dropped on two knees, both knees, so I can simply honor God in the midst of chaos.
And Ray, hold on. So you are passionately making this point, which, by the way, you were very passionate in our production meeting as well. So put a little bit of context on this. The reason you mentioned Shannon, meaning Shannon Sharp, your former teammate, why are you mentioning him? What does he have to do?
He goes out and tells somebody why he's so disappointed in me.
In you?
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, I'm 42 years old with 6 kids. I'm a grown man. So to be disappointed in me, it really sparked me. And now all of these people are going off his sound bites of how he's so shocked that I dropped on the knee to protest. Really? You got my phone number, brother. A friend picks up the cell phone and say, bro, what was your intention? What were you doing? You saw my mouth moving. I asked the Lord.
Your mouth moving was because?
Friend.
Eric Dickerson is still with us, but Shannon, let me start with you. What is your reaction?
That man called my government name. I just called my whole name.
The whole name.
Sharp.
Hey, yeah.
And again, Edie, I don't know if you heard earlier, Skip and I, we discussed this. And the problem that I have now is that I've always tried to do is that when touching a topic, I never want to become involved in the topic. Voice my opinion, get in, get out. And now somehow I'm a topic, raise a topic, and we're kind of we're getting further away from the issue in which we're discussing, in which what led Colin Kaepernick to take a knee. And it was the racial and the injustices that he saw going on in America. That's what he originally took a knee for. And we're still making it about the flag. So now, not only are we making it about the flag, not only are we making it about the anthem, the veterans, and the protest itself, now somehow myself and Ray Lewis have become a part of the story. And that was never my intention. And for me, and all I'm saying is that I know what he said while he was on our show, Skip. He saw it right there. And my thing is, he said, well, I was on a knee, I was on both knees, I was praying. Well, as I asked him last night, would you be willing to be on both knees beside Colin Kaepernick and still ask God to give this man strength and to see this country through what we're going through currently? That's all. It was never, and I understand when your friends offer a critique of your opinion of you, it hurts the most because they're the closest to you. And I told him last night, I said, the easiest thing for me to do is to say something about someone I dislike. The hardest thing to say something about a friend or a family member that I have the utmost respect for. I said, Ray, there's no doubt that we're trying to get to the same destination, but we're in 2 different cars and we're taking 2 different paths in order to get there. I said, this is not about me or you. I said, I'm not about to go back and forth. You heard what she said? Hey, Ray, what you gonna do with what Shannon said? Shannon, what's your retort to what Ray said? I have no retort. And he was right. I could have picked up the phone. We shoot early. He was traveling back from London. I'm not so sure my critique or my analysis would have changed. All I'm talking about is what you said and what you did. Why, to me, is unimportant. You did what you said you wouldn't do. That was my only thing.
So how difficult was it to connect with Ray after he did his Showtime show?
It wasn't difficult at all. But I was trying to call him before he did the show, because I already knew he was going to do the show, and I'm sure they were going to ask him about it. I was trying to call him. I knew he was upset because normally, if I call him and he's available, he'd pick it up on the first or second ring. So I called 3 or 4 times, let the phone ring, and then I couldn't even get to a voicemail. So I knew that he was upset. And then around 7:30, we were texting. I'm like, hold on,
call me.
Hold whoa. I say, I'm not one of these millennials. I ain't this no new age. I mean, I see people, they texting each other, they in the same room. Man, when you talk to me,
Exactly.
I pick the phone, I call.
Well, look, you know.
Wait a second. Let me finish. So then he picked up.
Yeah, he picked up.
Okay.
He picked up.
And how did you go?
And I told, I said, Ray, I'm going to let you speak first. I want you to say, tell me what you were thinking.
Yep.
Tell me what you thought of what I said, and then I'm going to go in. He was upset, and I can see he was upset. And I think he was more upset because it came from me. He also was upset and hurt because of the blowback and his family and himself being threatened because he's on a different side of the fence than what Colin Kaepernick and maybe myself are on.
Well, you know, I'll give you credit for standing by your choice, what you said, because look, when it comes from a friend, a guy you know, a guy you played with, sometimes you think you get a pass.
Right.
And you don't get a pass. I mean, and you're right. Would he have got on his knees next to Colin Kaepernick? Was he praying? We don't know. We'll never know. I mean, and I think sometimes we're forgetting what this is all about. This is not about the flag. This is not about disrespecting the military. You know, I think all of us have the utmost respect for the military and our flag.
Yes.
I think when you think about history and war, when in the Vietnam War, when the veterans came back, they were burning the flag. Mm-hmm. You know, they were calling the troops baby killers. Mm-hmm. You know, now we understand, look, sometimes you don't have a choice to go into war.
Right.
But, you know, this is not about that. This is about the injustice and I'm not saying just to black people, to people in general. You know, and people say that Black lives matter. Everybody's lives matter. You know, if I'm a white guy, if I'm a Latino guy, if my son or my daughter is mistreated or killed, am I going to be just as upset as the black guy or the white guy? Most definitely I will be. So it's about the injustice that has been happening in the United States for many years. I keep saying this over and over. It's some great policemen who are good people.
Yes.
There are some lousy, crooked-ass police. And the thing I think that the problem is that when you run across a bad policeman, you have this embedded in your mind, all police are bad. That's like saying that all white people are bad people. All black people are bad people.
But that's my point. Yeah. That's what we're trying to say, Skip. You want us to judge, they want us to judge them by their best while we get judged by our lowest common denominator. And when someone says all lives matter, we're not saying that. But I can't go to a breast cancer awareness and say colorectal cancer matter too. There's a time and a place for that. They're two separate issues, and we can discuss both of them. But if I'm not treated equally, and it is abundantly clear that there are people that believe solely because they're white, solely because they're male, that they're better than someone that's not male and that's not white.
Well, also, there are black police officers, Latino police officers, and white police officers.
Right.
The difference is when a police officer who is crooked does something wrong, and the good police officers back him up. That's what creates the assumption in the community that all police officers
when are they going to offer a reward? Because, see, you know, if you do something in our neighborhood, Pookie shoots Ray, Crime Stoppers and anonymous, you can remain anonymous, get $2,500. We'll increase it 5,000. But when the police officers do something wrong, they lock arms and they stand together, united against everybody, regardless.
And I think the bad thing is that when it happens, the police force, they protect them. And you know he did it. Like my grandmother had a saying, everybody lying but you, huh? Everybody lying. So we just gonna go after you. This person ain't never met you. They saying the same thing. This person over here ain't never met you. They making the same assumption that you beat people. So everybody's lying on you. Well, it has to be some truth somewhere. If you're that policeman, if you're that bad guy, or if they say, man, you know what? Skip is a great police officer. He's helped out community. He's done that. Then it's no problem. Everybody, like I say, once again, everybody gives him the praise. But when it's the opposite, it's such a bad thing, because I keep saying again that this is not about the flag. This is about the injustice that has been done for, I'm just going to say that I know for the last 50 years. I mean, look, I went to a segregated school. We know that. We wasn't 400. We ain't 400 years old.
But it's been going on for that long.
It's been going on longer than that.
Go ahead, what you got?
The best part of this story to me, from a distance, is that two of the greatest NFL players ever, Ray Lewis and Shannon Sharpe, are so brother close that they were able to have a conversation by phone last night and just agree to disagree and to end it with, I love you, man. I love you, man.
Yep.
That's a beautiful thing. that's lasting. And as you said to me earlier, you've said it many times, if Ray called you 5 minutes from now and said, I'm in trouble, I need you, you'd leave this show and go, and you'd be there for him.
Absolutely.
So this still doesn't help a Ray Lewis, who is now in the crossfire of this, because there's a petition that began in Baltimore that now has, what are we up to, 28,000 names to remove the Ray Lewis statue from, is it outside the stadium?
Yep, M&T Stadium.
Baltimore. And death threats, and it all started because you two got into it right here on Undisputed. And for those who don't know, Ray is a regular here during the football season on Undisputed, the whole year. And he was so upset by, I think, some of the Twitter reaction and a few of the texts that he got, that as Ray was leaving the studio in the back seat of his car service car, he decided to make a video and post it. And about 1 minute and 16 seconds into the video, this is the flashpoint for Shannon Sharpe and many others. If people really want to help you, and he's speaking to Colin Kaepernick, they'll lead you the right way and stop encouraging you to participate in this nonsense. That's the flash word, nonsense. The battles you're fighting, brother, the people have been fighting before you for many, many years. And your takeaway, my takeaway was, Ray, and I asked him the next day, sitting right there in your chair, nonsense? So you're going to dismiss everything Colin Kaepernick has stood for and fought for and sat for and kneeled for as nonsense? And you're going to conclude that because so many have fought this fight before you, that you're just spinning your wheels, you're wasting your time? That's just wrong to me. And yet, Ray, this is one of those look before you leap. This is don't hit sin. Think of maybe sleep on it, right? And he didn't. And so that became the point of no return. And yet, when I saw Ray, my first thought, the optics looked bad. It looked like he was just a hypocrite, you know, like, right? And yet, I do, when he pointed out, oh, wait a second, I'm on both knees and my lips are moving. So he was actually, do I believe Ray was praying?
Yeah.
I do. Did he look like a hypocrite? Yes, he did.
Right.
So, again, I feel for Ray because I like him a lot.
Right.
And I think his heart is big and good. Mm-hmm. Is he wrong-headed here? Will he see the light differently at some point as you two continue to talk? Mm-hmm. Maybe.
It's a topic that you can't win.
Nope.
You can't win this topic. I mean, there's no way you can win it because, look, you're going to have people that's going to disagree. You're going to have people that are going to agree. So it's a no-win. I always say you can't win on religion, politics, and how to raise your children. Those are 3 topics everybody have a different opinion on.
Right.
So,
but if you have it, stand
stick
Yeah,
to
there's
it.
no
Stick to
more
it.
riding the fence on this one. Eric, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Will the Packers fans demonstrate with their team tomorrow night? We'll discuss that with Greg Jennings next.